Hey guys, Keaton here with TechSmart, and the all-new LG G Pro 2 has just been announced, at least internationally, and today we're going to be directly comparing it to the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 just released in 2013. So both of these phones really dominate the market in terms of their size, so let's go and put them head to head to see which one is best for your dollar. So kicking it off with some hardware, the G Pro 2 features a more matte-like backing instead of the glossy backing found on the LG G Flex and G2, as Samsung's Galaxy Note 3 has a rubbery faux leatherette stitch backing, which kind of tricks your mind into thinking that you're holding a device more premium than it is, but it does feel great nonetheless. So both feel great in the hands, and I can now say this about the G Pro 2 as I really couldn't say that about other LG devices because I'm not fond of a slimy backing. The G Pro 2 is a more rounded shape that molds into the hands a bit better than the Note 3's rectangular design that we've seen also on other previous Note models. Taking a look around the device and beginning with the front, we have a 5.9-inch 1080p IPS LCD with a PPI count of 373, a 2.1 megapixel front-facing camera, and at the top we have a speaker. Now at the top of the device itself, we have a 3.5mm headphone jack, and towards the bottom we have a microphone as well as a micro USB port. Flipping into the back is where the majority of the controls lie, as we have a 13 megapixel optic image stabilized camera, the sleep-wake switch, the volume rockers, and the LED flash, as well as the speaker. I'm quite fond of the texture on the handset, as the slippery feeling doesn't really sit well with me, and it just makes the device feel very cheap. On the other side of the coin here, we have the Galaxy Note 3 boasting a 5.7-inch 1080p Super AMOLED display with a pixels per inch count of 386, a 2 megapixel front-facing camera, a speaker, physical home button, and some touch capacitive buttons to the left and right of the home button. To the side we have our sleep-wake switch, and on the other side we have our volume rockers. At the top we can find a 3.5mm headphone jack, and towards the bottom we have our microphone, speaker, and USB 3.0 port. Towards the back of the device there's a 13 megapixel camera, followed by an LED flash. Digging into the internals of both devices here, each of them rock a Snapdragon 800 processor, 3GB of RAM, 32GB of internal storage, expandable storage via microSD, and Android 4.4. However, the G Pro 2 clocks in at 2.26 GHz, while the Note 3 clocks in at 2.3 GHz. Both forms of software are coded with each manufacturer's skin, Samsung's being TouchWiz, and LG's being the Optimus UI. Rounding it out here, the Note 3 features a stylus known as the S Pen and weighs 5.93 ounces, as the G Pro 2 does not feature a stylus and clocks in at 6.07 ounces. Both these guys feature a 3200 mAh battery, which is very lengthy, and LTE. Now that all the hardware and specifications have been covered, let's go and dive into some software. The software experience on both devices revolves around the same foundation, being Android 4.4, but each of them have their own different twist. The Note 3 is rocking TouchWiz, which does feature new capabilities in Android 4.4 KitKat, and these include a swipe-down toolbar and multitasking. Many of the new features are found within the S Pen, Samsung's stylus to the phone. It includes Action Memo and Scrapbooker, which are just two of my favorites. TouchWiz is Android and isn't full of surprises, but it's functional and looks nice. On the other side, LG's Optimus UI brings some new features to the table this year. One of these new features is the one-handed mode, which allows you to resize the entire screen. Next is multitasking, which is cool because in case you want to go ahead and open up your Twitter client and be watching a YouTube video at the same time, this is now possible. One of the big new features this year is NotCode. Instead of traditional numeric passwords or pattern-based passwords, NotCode enables you to tap your phone in a certain pattern to go ahead and unlock your device. It works extremely well and is a new secure way of accessing your content. Overall, I think both software experiences are great on both phones, and there were minimal gripes on both. Moving on, we have the display. The G Pro 2 boasts a 5.9-inch IPS LCD panel with a resolution of 1080p. It looks marvelous, and I think it has a slight edge with color accuracy over the Super AMOLED panel found on Samsung's device. Colors seem more vibrant and not oversaturated, as I did kind of see on the Samsung device. Vividness along with sharp text made the experience quite enjoyable. I'm a big fan of the slightly larger display, as bigger is better and it adds for a bigger viewfinder when taking photos. Additionally, Samsung's 5.7-inch display is nice as well. The physical home buttons and Super AMOLED display present media in a fantastic way. I did feel like the colors were slightly oversaturated, but for the most part the screen size and feel added to my great experience. Overall, the LG G Pro 2 and Samsung Galaxy Note 3's displays are definitely a big selling point. Up next is the camera. Both phones feature a 13 megapixel rear shooter and around a 2 megapixel front-facing camera. The front-facing camera on both devices really does its job well. It's perfect for selfies or just plain out Skype, and it just works. The software on both LG's and Samsung's devices really enables the user to get creative with the cameras. From beauty mode on Samsung's device to the G Pro 2's various modes, the user can truly frame a shot in a new way. On the rear, we have a 13 megapixel camera with an LED flash. While the G Pro 2 does feature optical image stabilization, the Note 3 does not. This is quite crucial for video and does make a difference when watching the footage back. Both of these guys take fantastic photos, and the software embodies many of the possibilities that can be achieved. One of my favorite features is the fact that both of these guys can shoot 4K or Ultra HD video. Needless to say, 4K is the future and the next medium to view our content in. Clearly, these guys will not replace a DSLR, but the 4K options are definitely quite attractive. Battery life has always been a big down point to phones. As the screens get bigger, it seems that the battery size does not. Luckily, this is not the case on both the Note Pro and G Pro 2. Both of these guys are rocking a 3200 mAh battery, which keeps the juices flowing on both handsets. From gaming to watching videos to even tethering my LTE signal, I had troubles killing the phones in a single day's worth of use. On average, the battery life was pretty identical with both phones and with the exact same amount of usage. Both phones yielded a 10 to 11 hour battery life before they submitted to a recharge. Battery life is a big buying point on both of these devices here, and is definitely a big added benefit with the big display. For one of my favorite categories, it's the new features, and both phones are definitely littered with them. The G Pro 2 rocks Ultra HD video at 30 frames per second, NAC code, and some other big Android implementations. Optic image stabilization is a big thing for me, and it really improves the entire camera section on the phone. For the Note 3, I think the S Pen stylus is great. I don't personally use an S Pen when I am using this phone, but for notes and gestures that can be accessed with it, it's second to none. TouchWiz is superb, and the layout is nothing that you wouldn't expect from Samsung. It works, and although it appears to be clunky, functionality is definitely more important. I'm quite fond of the backing on the Note 3 and the grippiness that it brings. Overall, the phones have their strong points and selling aspects to each. So overall, if I had to recommend the LG G Pro 2 to any user, it'd be a user that wants a phone that is better than the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. Now, of course, this is personal preference here, but I think the G Pro 2 is definitely a better value, as you are getting more features, and this is the newest from LG. It features NOC code, other Android implementations, Ultra HD video recording at 30 frames per second, and a 5.9-inch display. I just felt like my experience in the G Pro 2 was a little bit more pleasurable than it was in the Note 3. The only downside is the G Pro 2 is only available internationally right now, but when it does come to the United States, I can speculate that it'll start off between $199 and $299 on a 2-year contract. On the other side of the coin here, the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 has been out for a while. While it does feature many colors and is in Samsung's kind of line of being able to use your wearables with this device, I feel that the device was second to none as well. I like the experience, I'm a big fan of TouchWiz, and I just felt like the stylus, when I did want to use it, was very beneficial. And of course, it's a Samsung device, so not only will you be getting those extra added features, such as the wearable category, which is pretty much dominating right now from Samsung's end. Pricing starts for the Note 3 at $199 on a 2-year contract and is available for a myriad of carriers within the United States and globally. Thank you guys so much for watching this video where we directly compared the LG G Pro 2 to the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. If you guys enjoyed this video, go and drop me a like down below, as it lets me know you guys want more comparisons like this, and believe me, I'd be more than happy to keep bringing them towards you guys. Also, throw me a comment down below letting me know your favorite phone out of these two. Do you like the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 more or the LG G Pro 2 more? Which would you buy and which would you throw your money at? I'd love to know in the comments section down below. Finally, go and subscribe to the channel to be notified when a brand new video comes out. Pretty much you just click a button and you're all set to go, and it'll be delivered whenever we produce a brand new video on the channel. So it's a pretty seamless way to go ahead and keep up to date. Thank you guys once again, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye bye.